What's up guys, welcome back to the video. Today we're in downtown Dallas and I'm going to try to make this video quick because I had just found out as soon as I got to the top of this rooftop that you can't film or take photos. I think we're okay, but we'll give it our best shot. So recently I've been having this issue while shooting videos on my iPhone with ProRes and the Filmic app, where whenever I get the footage into the editing platform, which is DaVinci Resolve, it looks very blown out and I'm not able to recover the highlights. Now it doesn't matter how well I shot the footage or if I use the ND filter or if the exposure was correct. Every single time the highlights look way blown out. So today we're going to be testing the different codecs that Filmic Pro offers for ProRes, and we'll also be throwing in their own codec as well to get a flat profile, seeing how that looks in the editing platform as well. Alright guys, so the very first thing that I'm going to do today is put on this variable ND filter so that we can lock in our settings to have consistency across each and every video sample. Alright, so now that we have that guy in, the very next thing we need to go do is go over here and set our white balance, and I'm going to be using the sunny one today, so it's about 5200 Kelvin at 510, and we're going to use this for every single shot so we have consistency as far as color goes across each and every image. If we type at the bottom, again, we see our exposure and we can tell that we're not losing any information in the highlights nor in the shadows. And just for fun, I'm gonna throw in one more codec that they offer in here, which is the Dolby Vision HDR. You are supposed to be able to get crazy amounts of quality out of this setting, so we're just gonna test that one out and see what we can get out of it. Alright guys, so now we're on our computer. We have all the footage on here, and I did want to show you the color space that I'm working in. And for you guys who are wondering, today I do edit in DaVinci Resolve, and so this video is kind of going to be tailored towards that. However, everything that I'm talking about today should be applicable. I do know that whenever you're working in Apple native softwares like Final Cut Pro, whenever you throw in Dolby Vision or throw in these other different codecs like maybe even ProRes 2020, it automatically looks perfect. You don't have blown out highlights and all those different things. And the reason for that is because ProRes is a Apple made codec, so it makes sense that it will work very well and work very easy with their softwares. So I'm going to be editing in the color space DaVinci YRGB gamut, and I'm going to be editing in Rec 709. Now again, I do know there is a trick that you can do, and all you do is go in here and you can change this to 2020. But I don't like to do that because the other footage that I'm working with my Sony FX3, I like to export in Rec 709. And I also like to edit in 709. And so I need this footage to work within a 709 timeline. Alright, so now we're in our color tab, and I have these ordered in the way that we shot them. So the first one is the Vlog 3, I think is what it's called. But yeah, you can see that on the waveform, it is kind of, you know, very bright. But you're not losing any information over here, and I think you can really edit this, you know, codec very easy and maintain a lot of detail and get some really good saturation and things like that. And we'll jump in here and we'll do all those things in just a second. Well, let's move on, and we have Rec 2020, and you know, it looks normal. It looks like it should look, or kind of like a straight out of the camera shot. There's a lot of saturation, there's a lot of, everything's already kind of color balanced. It's already all balanced, so you don't have to go in here and balance out the image. We have the ProRes 2020, and this guy looks, you know, very different. Like I was saying before, this is completely different. But looking at this guy, it looks a lot similar to the Filmic codec. So if I'm clicking back and forth, you know, very similar. The Filmic Pro codec is a lot more washed out. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the last one I done, which is the Dolby Vision. And I think I did find my issue. I mean, Dolby Vision looks no different at all. The other clip, Dolby Vision looks no different than ProRes 2020. I mean, they look literally exactly the same. Whenever you use ProRes 2020, it's basically shooting in the same codec as Dolby Vision HDR. And the issue that you get with Dolby Vision HDR, if you're not using something like Final Cut Pro, is that you're going to get blown out highlights unless you edit in a very specific timeline setting like I was talking about before. So what I'm going to do right quick is I'm going to go over here and see if I can actually throw on a color space transform and see if I can fix it that way. So in the color space transform, you can select Rec 2020 And then in the input gamma, you should be able to go over here and do the same thing. So I'm just gonna select input gamma rec 709, and then all the other things you should be able to keep the same. If you look at this, that helped a lot. And I'm on a Dolby Vision clip. That's not the, this is not the ProRes 2020, but I bet you if I copy this over, it's gonna be just the same. So I'm gonna go over here to the ProRes 2020 clip. I'm gonna right click on the Dolby Vision clip and hit apply grade. And let me flip back and forth. Yeah, they're identical. So that is a way that you can work around it. Again, I know I probably didn't have to make a whole video about this, but I did want to go in here and see if I could figure out how to fix that while I was also making this video, so that you guys can see kind of, I don't know, real time how I figured out a solution. One issue that I am seeing is that we are still losing information on the Rec 2020 clip, because look over here, look at the bottom of the waveform right here, and if I do lift, everything's coming up. That's because at that line we lost all information or all details in our shadows or in our, you know, our blacks. However, if we go back over here to this clip right here and we lift it up, you don't see that line at all. That means that we still have all the information in these dark areas of our clip. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm not sure. I don't really see a reason at this point why I would shoot in ProRes 2020. If you guys know a reason of it and I'm not really, you know, doing this right, let me know in the comment section below. I guess I'm asking for help from you guys, because these are all the things that I would do, and I'm not really seeing any benefit in shooting in ProRes 2020 unless you're using something like Final Cut Pro. As far as the other codecs go, I would shoot in these codecs if I needed to, but ProRes just gives you so much higher quality of an image and so much more detail to work with that I would stick with the ProRes Rec 709 for shooting and color matching to other cameras. So that's the one I'm probably going to switch to and keep shooting with. If you guys have any details, or if you have any information or any thoughts that you would like to share in the comments below, again, please do so. If you guys, again, know a reason why you would use ProRes 2020, or you see something that I'm doing wrong here on the screen, then let me know in the comment section below as well. And I will be making an update in the community post, or, you know, tagging that comment to the top so that you guys can see that. Until next time, check out this video where I talk about my workflow with the iPhone 13 Pro Max.